Hello survivors, welcome to a brand new Hellclock video. We've got some updates to the build for you. We have moved to cast on crit Lasso. The way that it works is that Lasso is now going to be cast on critical damage thanks to the Northerners belt, tier 2 belt. So I think you need Act 3 open for that, or Act 2. We've also got a barbed wire, so Lasso applies bleed. That's the only bleed source in our build, but it always applies bleed, so that's perfect. Because Bloody Thorns says that it applies bleed, we are going to remove this though, because we've got Tempest now, which converts double knives damage to lightning, and the damage is based on movement speed. However, I don't see the electric wave dealing damage, but we'll try and keep our eyes open for that one. And yeah, because this is moved to lightning now, we no longer apply bleed on critical hits with it. So we had to find bleed because we do have the reflex deals 171% damage against bleeding enemies. And then that's going to do, 171% against the bleeding enemies. So a huge increase there. We've also got the blue Calcite, where reflex now deals converted to lightning damage. So they are both lightning damage. We also added in the buff for crit and crit damage. And then everything else kind of stayed the same, where we've got increased movement speed on here, which synergizes with Tempest. So Kartinger, Hunter, and Tempest synergize together, we get increased movement speed, and then that movement speed is converted into lightning damage. So pretty good. We regenerate mana. It bounces up to 4 times. We've got damage is converted to life, so we sustain life in like crazy amounts. And we can also cast Judgment automatically at enemies' positions. Now, the one thing that's important about these relics is I did test it out, and cast Lasso on critical hit means that we don't actually have to have the skill in our skill bar. We can literally have it unequipped, and then we don't worry about anything to do with the actual skill. It will just automatically apply itself, and that's going to affect bosses and things like that, so that reflexes can deal more damage to them. We've also got them all at level 6, so they have a huge amount more cooldown rate. So if you take a look at reflexes, the cast timing is from 8 seconds all the way up to 26 seconds. However, it goes from 118 all the way to 472 base damage. And then also remember, we've got the 300% increased damage based or lightning damage, and also the bleeding damage to bleeding enemies. So very, very strong. We've then also got Prayer of Vengeance added in there, which you need Act 3 for. You don't really need it, because if we unequip it and we go and take a look at our character stat sheets, we're on 54% crit chance anyway. And then with it equipped, we're sitting on a 66%. So it only gives us 12%, critical hit chance, even though it says 50+%. I don't know how that works. But anyway, let's go into Act 2. No, we'll actually do Act 3. Before we go there, though, we've also got our Constellation, which we've unlocked because of Act 3. And what I've gone for is I took the critical hit chance here. So we got the 7% from that. I then took the 3 Mara, the Unlock the Faith Path for mana, +1 Devotion as well. And we've gone into the Faith Path that gives us mana, physical damage, which is kind of null and void, but also spending 820 mana grants us a power orb. Power orbs increase mana regen, and they also deal 85% of our mana as lightning damage to enemies. So that's pretty cool. We also get increased lightning damage over here. There we go. The lightning damage done by the orbs is 5% of your current mana, and we always at 100% mana, so that's pretty cool. And we also gain 50% regeneration of mana. I'm not 100% sure what what the 85% lightning damage is based on, but there we go, 85% lightning damage. We then get a 30% increased lightning damage over here as well. Looking to go over here where we reduce lightning damage on hit with lightning damage, and then we're going to keep going. Enemies hit by Lasso can receive an additional 10 stacks of light in darkness, which is the reduction of lightning resistance. And because we have the Lasso is cast on crit, that's beautiful. And then shock intensity. So we're literally going for the lightning wheel over here, and we got to go and unlock those. So we're going to try and unlock more today. There's the lightning. There's that as well. Let's go through here. We've only made it to floor 50 in total, so I'm not actually sure what floor we're currently on. Something else is the Brutal Smart. These increases is only when it's active, so I'm not actually worried about that. We want the buff effect difference, so we're only using it as a passive, if that makes sense. Make sure we turn that off and grab that. Area of effect over here is also quite good to grab. So we get a double level up. I'm going to skip the portal for now because I want to grab all of the stuff and just show you how the skills work and things like that. So buff duration we don't have to worry about. We don't need the physical plague resist because we don't do physical damage. We're only looking for the fire and that shred. So you can actually see the bleed occurring because of Lasso. Critical hit chance, there we go, buff intensity, beautiful. Grab that. So if we hit an enemy and you see the yellow circle around them kind of close in onto us, that's Lasso. I guess I could have shown you in the beginning like what Lasso would look like. And the reason we didn't go through the red portal is because we want to try and get a couple of levels, even though the red portal does help with that. But what we're trying to do is get these as well. So around the area, you're going to find these like lampposts, and they're going to be, you know, like wave defenses, and they're going to allow you to get more constellation points. So there might be a couple that I've missed, and that's why we want to go back and look for them. Increase elemental damage, perfect. There's another red portal, but again, we're just gonna skip them. Red portals are more for farming, speed farming. So if I wanted to farm more soulstones, I would go there. Also, there's a person I didn't speak to there. There's increased speed, activate our thing. We don't worry about that. Damage increase is fine. By the way, if the lightning power orbs around us proc a critical hit, then Lasso will proc from them as well. So that's pretty cool as well. Increased duration here is actually massive. Lasso's cooldown reduction is going to be good. So what it does is it will reduce the cooldown of the crit on hit chance. So right now it's a base of 6 point whatever seconds. And you can reduce that further by using the power up. So it won't increase the damage or the bleed or anything like that. We can literally just reduce the cast on crit cast time via upgrades, which is nice. Was there anything back here? It doesn't look like it. There was just a chest, but that's fine. And as long as we are hitting things, we are pretty much immortal. As soon as we get a tough enemy, we can sort them out. So there's the activation cooldown speed. We grab that. So it's 20% off of the 6.7 seconds. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually tell you the time. So it doesn't upgrade the relics cooldown time. Buff intensity, that's fine. Does it? No, it doesn't do that either. But we can actually go check our character sheet to see like, okay, we're now at 90% critical strike chance, so we probably only need like 1 or 2 more of those buff intensity things and we'll be good. Also the statues up here. Fire damage we don't need, plague damage we don't need, but we can't afford them anyway, so I'm just going to grab some life. 6,500 HP, pretty decent as well. I didn't go over my items, we'll do that now quickly. So our items, our gear, we've picked up the Holy Steel Revolver, which gives us 51% lightning damage and 950 base damage. We've still got the crit chance and base damage rings over there, or ring and then band. We've got physical damage, physical resistance and mana, life and elemental resistances, life, movement speed, life, attack speed, and then mana and skill mana cost. I don't actually know what this is over here, but if you look at our character sheet, we pretty much nearly max everything except for physical resistance, which we'll end up taking in the skill tree, which I didn't go over either. We'll go over that at the end of the round. But essentially, we've got all the relic slots, so that's what our skill tree is. And because we're doing so much lightning damage, we actually perma-stun enemies at a time. So things we're looking for are going to be cooldown reduction on reflexes as well as increased duration on it. Because if we can get increased duration, it's obviously going to last longer. And then we can move on to the skill doing more damage for us. But you can see the bleed from Lasso occurring. It also stuns enemies. If we wanted, we could activate our E to get an increase to the bonus. That looks like it could be quite cool, but we already have one of those. During Prayer of Vengeance, active effect marksman skills gain 100% projectiles amount, but deal less damage. I do have all of those, so it doesn't even help, and I don't want to really spend gold to try them. Okay, we spoke to that guy. Should I board the train is where we are with regards to the quest. I don't think it lets you skip those altars. So I think there was another one down here. Yeah, there was. But we already did it, so that doesn't help. Pop that. We don't need the buff duration. We can grab ourselves Fire and Lightning Shred. There we go. Big enemy down. But there, I mean, you can already see what's going to happen is the game starts giving you enemies that are resistant to lightning and things like that. So that's why we use the judgment, because then it's going to just remove lightning res from them. And then there's also the upgrade you can get from leveling up that give you a shred on hit as well, which is powerful. I already spoke to that one. Don't have to defeat absolutely everything. This guy's plague resistant. Luckily for me, I don't do plague damage. I haven't seen a lot that are physical damage resistant actually. But maybe it's just because I haven't taken note of it. They probably get defeated very, very quickly because we are running lightning, not that. Okay, lightning damage, beautiful. That's 30% increased damage for nearly everything. Okay, activate our reflexes. Look at the lightning spam. But this is the problem, like we have to keep farming over and over because we struggle to defeat things effectively. I mean, even the scavenger over here, it just takes forever for us to defeat. Activate reflexes. Obviously we do a lot more damage, but it's just not enough. We can perma-stun the guy. Well, not yet, but... there was another one of the things over here which we've already collected. Need to get to higher floors so we can collect more. And then it's just about farming more, getting stronger, buffing your relics and so on and so forth, finding better relics with better affixes and so on and so forth. But that's part of the grind. Life regen, crit. We've still got a banish, which we'll use on other things. This isn't good. I guess we'll just go with life. Don't need life regeneration, so that's fine. Haven't spoken to you. And there's nothing down there either. You'll know on the map when you find one of the things. Like here you can see we got a treasure golem and so on and so forth. Like as soon as you find the other thing, it becomes, you know, day and night. That's what you're supposed to go and defeat. Okay, this treasure golem might get defeated. Yes, it did. Perfect. Weird that that one was easier than earlier. There are treasures here, but it's fine. This guy is unstoppable, but he's not immune or lightning resistant, so perfect for us. I've spoken to you. There's nothing down the other side. Okay, activation cooldown. We don't need the crit there either. I'm going to redraw here. Enemy shred duration, no. I actually don't want these anymore. Just get rid of that so I stop seeing it. Oh man, this is... We're getting very unlucky with level ups here. And we don't have enough money for that. Okay, the movement speed does increase our damage though, so that's fine. And we're on Dr. Lackery. So this is like the first boss fight of the area. Unfortunately, as you can see, our damage is limited, although it's pretty decent. But we haven't gone further than this, so we'll see what happens. Somehow we are sustaining mana. This will make it go up. And if we stay, if the power orbs hit an enemy, they also produce their own lightning. So making sure that they're actually hitting enemies is very powerful, as well as a, you know, a form of damage. We activated that. Where's he gonna run to? To over there. And I just love this build because we can just literally AFK as long as we hold down right click. And as soon as they move, we move with them. But other than that, there you go. Pretty easy. I haven't had this one before. After casting Passage, gain conviction for each nearby enemy. That could be pretty cool. Passage is like I guess a movement skill. But let's go on further. I've never been this far, so we're about to see. So here we are. Should I board the train? I have no idea if we should or shouldn't, but we're on a train now, so... Brother Abadi. Yeah, we need to stop the train. Interesting that we're fighting right here in front of our friend, you know. But that's okay. This guy is what? He's got a lightning aura and defensive aura, but he isn't lightning resistant, so he should go down relatively quickly. I say that as I take forever to defeat him. Oh my gosh, it's a 6-wave defense. At least it lets us move to like the next area. Activate lightning reflexes. This guy's lightning resistant, but we can remove the lightning res to some extent. We were running out of mana. If we run out of mana, I think we struggle to survive. So let's hope that doesn't happen. It does say that we aren't strong enough. We should come back when we are stronger. I do agree. If it usually takes me this long to beat an enemy, then I tend to not carry on. I'll go back and use up my soul stones and things like that. I don't like it taking so long to defeat enemies. Ooh, gear. Oh no, this is relics. Bleed chance for physical, no. That skill mana cost is an increase, and we don't ignite either. So we'll just grab that for now. Speak to you. Go to the next floor. You can see though, with the longer it takes us to defeat enemies, the harder it is for us to sustain mana and things like that. That guy got defeated relatively quickly. There's still one enemy alive just over here. Perfect. Unfortunately, not seeing one of those statues to increase our constellation points, which is a bit sad. This guy's electrified, which is better than better than him being lightning resistant. We need you when you level up, you can get a really strong lightning shred effect, like 80% lightning shred. So we definitely need that level up. Hits, see, we can't afford it, unfortunately. I'm just gonna redraw here. Attack speed works pretty well. Skill speed is also pretty decent. Okay, that room was much easier. As long as we keep fighting, or, you know, we'll keep surviving. Plagued attacks is fine. This guy's got lightning resistance, but he's being melted. I think it's also because we are hitting faster. We don't want to stand in any plague either. And we don't have anything. Like, all of these would have been really good, but we can't afford any of it. We have, like, no money. Ah, man, that's so unfortunate. And I don't think we'll get enough money from anything here. Yeah, we're gonna have to ignore that one, unfortunately. Key, defeat the machinist. Hello, machinist. Please return to your seats and keep arms and heads inside the train. I don't wanna. This is a very interesting fight. That looks like... Okay, he one-shots. Good to know. So we've made it off to the machinist, which is our next, roadblock for now. None of this is actually worth anything to us, although maybe. Like cooldown, crit damage, and things like that are pretty decent. Let me show you our skill tree, because we never got into doing that. Also, we just got to check the shop to see if there's anything for us to buy. But yeah, that's pretty much our gameplay. And we're still scoring stronger and stronger, so things will get better for us. So is there anything better over here? There's this, which is much better for us. We've also now found better weapons. So we can purchase this. So we've got more of that, and then you can do like rerolls and things like that. So, but yeah, we got to be careful doing this. Cooldown reduction, cooldown speed might actually be better than attack speed. What is my cooldown speed's only 120 and attack speed's 188. Yeah, that was a... I mean, we lost a little bit, but we got a whack ton more cooldown speed, because now this is going to be much better for us. Having a lower cooldown means that we're able to use it more efficiently. So a little bit of lost soul stones there, but you know, that's what we farm them for. 2 more levels, so this is our skill tree. Unfortunately, you can't look out of it more, but it's pretty much into red portals, maxed gold, except for the first gold gain. We've got gear drop, max soul stones, trinket drop chance, and then we move to max soul stone gain from these. Increase the relic inventory space, which we get for both sides, increasing level of skills as well, with attack speed increase. And then some banishes over here with the reliquary size upgrade with maximum skill speed, We are putting points into fire as well as physical reduction or physical resistance because we need to get capped. So 1 point will go there now. And then we still need more physical, so we'll look at grabbing even more. The other thing we can do is grab like conviction, like this one over here with the laugh, or we'll do that at the top, but I don't know how well that's going to work for us or not. But it would definitely worth testing. I think base damage needs to go up a little bit more. And then we've got the reliquary size on this side over here with also an additional one starting blessing at the start of the round, so we get 2 levels at the very beginning, which helps us as well. And then we'll look at cooldown speed as well over here, and then bonus relic drops from bosses also looks like it's pretty cool. So that's our current skill tree, obviously working on a lot more as well. I think we're going to land up getting the 2 skills of base damage increase over here, and then do things like cooldown reduction so that our reflexes is up more often, and then look for gear and things like that that will increase our cooldown reduction as well. So pieces that have cooldown reduction, critical damage, and critical hit chance. This is also actually a really nice one because it gives us lightning damage, where we've got one with critical damage, mana on kill. I don't think we need that much mana on kill, to be honest. So it will be very interesting, but we do lose critical damage, 19%. But 23% increased lightning damage, definitely worth taking a look into this one. The only thing is it goes up to 28, so we get 5% there. And it gives us mana regeneration, so there's that as well. Tier 2 affixes, also tier 2. Alright, this was also low rolled. So there we have it, that's the build. Let me know what you guys think about it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.